Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter. Breaking news.
And we are beginning this hour with breaking news on several fronts. One, I'm sure you've heard by now, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar sprayed with an unknown substance in a syringe by a ranting audience member at a chaotic town hall. Omar was at the podium criticizing Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and calling for abolishing ICE when the man charged only inches away from her and sprayed her with an unknown liquid towards her chest area. That's one story. The second story, at least 60 anti-ICE protesters arrested for trespassing at a New York City Hilton hotel after refusing to leave the lobby, falsely believing it was where federal agents were staying. The crowd swarmed the Hilton Garden Inn in Tribeca. This happened a few hours ago, about 6 p.m. Eastern Time, chanting, blowing whistles, and refusing to leave as they waved signs and demanded the global hotel chain stop housing ICE agents in the wake of the two fatal shootings in Minneapolis. And you can see the video that's been shared on social media. The third breaking news story that we're following at this hour, Deputy Chief of Policy Stephen Miller at the White House is now apparently saying federal agents may not have been following, and I'm quoting here right now, proper protocol in Minneapolis before Alex Pretty was killed. Again, this is from Stephen Miller, and this is a major departure from what he initially said in this case. But again, and CNN reported this story. We are pulling clips of it, and the moment that we have of the actual story that aired in the Aaron Burnett show, the moment that we have it, we'll let you hear it. Again, Stephen Miller says federal agents, and I'm quoting here now, may not have been following, and that's a direct quote, proper protocol in Minneapolis before Alex Pretty was killed. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach us live this hour, 800-848-9222. Again, let's start with the situation with Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Unfortunately, you know it was leading to something like this. The rhetoric that's coming from the left, it is going to get other people killed. And hopefully it won't be her or any other member of Congress or any other person. But we've got to find a way to tone down the rhetoric. So she was at the podium and she's got security, but the guy was apparently sitting in the first row, and he moved so quickly that before anybody could get to him, he had already pulled out the syringe and sprayed it with a brown-like substance towards the chest of the Congresswoman. You see this, she's startled. It takes her a second or two to realize what had just happened. So the guy goes towards the left to try and leave. Security immediately pounces on him, and you see the Congresswoman leave the podium and she raises her arm like in a fist, like she's going to go punch the guy. It was her first instinct. And then after that, you hear, and you're about to hear the clip, you hear aides of her say, we've got to get you to the hospital immediately. She goes, no, we finished the speech. And they're like, Ilhan, they're not calling her Congresswoman. They're saying, Ilhan, we don't know what this substance is. It was all over her chest area. And she says, no, we finished the speech. They tackled the man to the ground, and he has been arrested. This is what it sounded like.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
You must resign.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we'll go. No, we will continue.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked. No,
we will continue this. We're not going to get away with it.
You need to go get checked. No, you don't know what he.
So that's a bit of what actually happened. And at that point, the man is tackled after spraying an unknown substance on the Congresswoman during a town hall she was hosting in Minneapolis. This happened just a short time ago tonight. The Congresswoman ran after the man and appeared to be ready to punch him before he was tackled and removed from the venue. 800-848-9222. I'm starting with your live calls momentarily. The moment that your names pop up on the screen, we will be beginning momentarily, so stand by. And so the Congresswoman says, I need a napkin. She was heard asking a staffer on the hot mic, and again, aides urged her to seek medical attention. But the 43-year-old squad member refused. No, we will continue. I'm fine, she said. And an aide noted that whatever the substance sprayed was, it smells so bad. That's the consensus of what people were saying. So God only knows what this substance is. We don't know as of yet. Hopefully it's nothing that will hurt the Congresswoman. And she continued with her remarks a few minutes later, and she said, and I'm quoting here, we are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us. The suspect was arrested, and the police say that she was uninjured and resumed speaking. And the other thing we can tell you as of right now, she put on X after this incident happened, I'm okay. About an hour after the incident, she said, I'm a survivor, so this small agitator isn't going to intimidate me from doing my work. I don't let bullies win. Then she goes on to say in her statement on social media, grateful to my incredible constituents who rallied behind me, Minnesota strong. And so political leaders, Democrats and Republicans, are denouncing what happened here. Nancy Mace, who is a big critic of Ilhan Omar, Nancy Grace says, I am deeply disturbed to learn that Representative Ilhan Omar was attacked at a town hall today. Regardless of how vehemently I disagree with her rhetoric, and I do, no elected official should face physical attacks. This is not who we are. The mayor of Minneapolis called the incident unacceptable and said this kind of behavior will not be tolerated in our city. And so the statements go on. And of course, AOC, and we're starting with your calls in just a second. AOC is blaming President Trump for the attack. AOC says it is not a coincidence that after days of President Trump and VP Vance putting Congresswoman Omar in their crosshairs with slanderous public attacks, she gets assaulted at her town hall. Thank God she is okay, the New York Democrat says. If they want leaders to take down the temperature, they need to look in the mirror. The U.S. Capitol Police avowing that the man who decided to attack Omar will be met with swift justice. In a statement that's been put out tonight by the U.S. Capitol Police, we are grateful for the rapid response of on-site security and our local law enforcement partners. We are now working with our federal partners to see this man face the most serious charges possible to deter this kind of violence in our society. So that's one of the stories we're dealing with. The other one happens to be Stephen Miller apparently saying that prior to the incident, the shooting on Saturday, that these agents may not have followed protocol. We're getting that CNN report ready for you. The moment it is, we will bring it to you. In the meantime, let's start with some of your telephone calls. We're going to mix things up a bit here this morning. I'm going to bring in Teddy on line 2 in Yonkers and Sherman on line 3 in Manhattan together. Teddy and Sherman, both of you guys are on live. Teddy, let's start with you. Go right ahead.
Okay, I condemn the attack against Omar. I find her repulsive, her views, her ideology, and what she professes. But however, if anybody condones that, then you're condoning it on the people that are on the other side. And I'm against any attack. Now, getting back to what happened to the nurse. It seems, Dominic, and as you would say to me, would you comment on what Sherman said, Teddy? Well, I'm going to ask you, Dominic, after all of the evidence that has been presented, from what I understand, it shows beyond a shadow of a doubt, Dominic, that the nurse, he did not, I know you say to me that he had a gun. Yes, but just because he had a gun, he didn't take it out to point it at anybody, Dominic. So therefore, there is no right to shoot him at all, okay? And it's going to be proven that, Dominic, and Trump knows it. He removed the woman who was in charge of Homeland Security, the dog killer, okay? And he brought in home the gentleman, I forgot his name. Okay?
Tom Homan,
okay? And Dominic, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and waddles like a duck, it sure as hell is not a chicken. And that goes for you too, Sherman. Now go ahead and retort, Sherman. And this is the way I speak. Okay, Sherman? Go ahead.
First of all, Ted, let me say something to you. You're not talking to your son or child. I'm a grown man. Like, don't sit here and act like you got to give me the green light to speak. This is the Dominic Carter show. This is not the Theodore show. Okay, I'm not going to refer to you as Teddy. I'm going to refer to you based on your birth certificate.
I want to what? Wait a minute. I want to refer. One more thing, Dominic. I got to interrupt this.
His mic off so I can talk.
Dominic, I got to interrupt. My name is Ted. My name on the birth certificate was Ted. It was not Theodore. Sherman, you don't know your blank
anyway. Excuse me. Can I respond, or this man? Or are you going to let this man?
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Sherman.
It was Ted.
Thank you. He spoke for almost 3 minutes. Here's my point. It's very simple. This man on the phone with me now will never. We can have debates every night. It is useless because this grown man, who's probably older than every caller that calls in, will not change. The bottom line is this. The country is in trouble because the people don't respect the law, and the majority of them are violent. Like Teddy's a violent guy. Okay, let me remind you, Dominic, with all due respect, didn't he threaten to come up to your home at one time or have his students come up there and protest or something like that? I want to remind the listening audience, especially the new audience.
Okay, wait, Sherman. I'm going to continue with you guys, and I'm going to come right back with you. But first, guys, I got to take a break. I got to come back and do another local segment. And after that, I'm going to come right back to you. So both of you, Teddy and Sherman, please stand by. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we're back, about to go back with Teddy and Sherman. But again, and coming up in a few minutes at the bottom of the hour, we will play part of that CNN report where apparently Stephen Miller at the White House says federal agents may not have been following proper protocol in Minneapolis before Alex Preddy was killed. That's coming up in just minutes. But let's go back to Sherman in Manhattan and also Teddy and Yonkers. Sherman, I had to cut you off for a break, so please, you go ahead and continue.
Thank you very much. It's as simple as this. The country is effed up now because you have people like Ted that hate the president. He hates the president, and I want to make sure everybody understands this, and most people do. He hates our president more than he hates the people in the country illegally. He hates our president more than he hates all the people that have killed these precious women. In our women have been raped and thrown in ditches, in rivers, and shallow graves. He is more angry about ICE arresting people in the country illegally than he is angry about all. First of all, this is what I think in terms of white America. I'm going to say something shocking, okay? But this is a grown folk show. I think that white people should get together and create something like how Black Lives Matter. Maybe white lives should matter more. These people that have come into this country are raping primarily and killing white women. Where is the anger and the outrage with that? There's nothing for that. There's no one talking about that.
All right, so Teddy, go ahead. Guys, we're short on time.
Respond.
Go ahead.
No one is condoning anything that anybody does to any human being, whether they be legal or illegal. Okay?
You don't speak about it. You don't speak about it. You don't mention it.
Wait a minute. You know, Sherman,
the president.
Sherman, I've said that before. Sherman, you're a hypocrite. Why don't you condemn what the hell happened to the nurse? It's going to come out that these guys acted improperly, Sherman, but you don't say a damn word about it.
You
don't say a damn word about it.
Let me respond to that, you grumpy old man. Here's what I'm going to say.
You're an idiot, and you're a schmuck.
Right. Listen, Teddy, can I say something to you with all due respect? If you were 30 or 20 years younger, I would tell you to meet you. I would tell you to meet me at Central Park. Okay? If you were 30 years, I'm respecting you because you're a grumpy old man. But if you were 20 or 30 years younger, I would make sure that there's video of me and you meeting in the park, and I guarantee you wouldn't show up if you were 20. You're talking like that because you live in Yonkers. But if you were 30 years younger, Teddy, I would already told you to meet me because I live 2 minutes from Central Park. I'd have told you meet me over there anytime. But you're an old man, so I'm just going to debate with you on the phone. But please don't act like you scam me or you intimidate me. You wouldn't last 5 minutes in the areas I grew up in. You would not last 5 minutes in the areas I grew up in.
You gave your teachers a hard time in school. You gave your teachers a hard time in school.
You're a phone gangster. Teddy, you're a phone gangster. Okay,
you're a fake phony and a fraud.
And you're a perfect example of why there's violence in our country, because your whole character is violent. Your whole attitude is sanctimonious and violent and belligerent.
Guys, I'm gonna wait. Let me just say something, Sherman. I'm gonna try and hold you guys for one more segment. But I do want to say this. Sherman raised an excellent point that, Teddy, you haven't responded to. He said that you hate President Trump more than you hate the people that are doing awful things to women in this country. Go ahead.
Let me respond to that, Dominic.
And quickly, I got to take a break in 30 seconds.
Dominic,
Go ahead.
I said positive things about Trump dealing with Israel, okay, and how he handled the Middle East. And you know I did.
I didn't ask you that. See, you're still not answering the question.
Okay. All right. So, guys, just hold your thoughts for just 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to come back to you live. First, what we got to do, take a break. When we come back, we're going to deal with the Stephen Miller situation, playing part of that CNN report. Then we're going back to you two live. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
In a moment, we're going back to Sherman live in Manhattan and Teddy in Yonkers. But first, an update on some of our top stories. A man is tackled after spraying an unknown substance at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar in a syringe. It was a brown color, and he was tackled immediately, and the Capitol Police are vowing strong punishment in this case. We don't know if the Congresswoman went to the hospital afterwards, but she did continue her remarks. And after he sprayed her chest area with this matter, she went towards him, raising her hand like to punch him before he was tackled to the ground. Now, before we get back to Teddy and Sherman, another story that we're dealing with right now, Stephen Miller at the White House says federal agents, and I'm quoting here, may not have been following proper protocol in Minneapolis before Alex Preddy was killed. Before we get back to Teddy and Sherman, this is part of a report from CNN on this matter.
One of Trump's top aides on immigration, Stephen Miller, is admitting tonight a possible breach of protocol by the officer who shot Alex Preddy, which is a pretty stunning thing to come out of this administration, especially given what they said initially. It comes as Republican Senator Tom Tillis, whom you just heard slamming Kristi Noem, has taken on Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller is in the same boat. This guy, after doing the stupid comments he made about Greenland getting the president in a difficult circumstance, is one of the people that came out publicly and said that this guy was a terrorist before he had even talked with anybody on the ground. And that's clearly not the case now. So, it's just, Stephen Miller never fails to live up to my expectations of incompetence.
That's a pretty stunning thing to hear a Republican say, right? Stephen Miller never fails to live up to my expectations for incompetence. Kristen Holmes broke this news about Miller. She joins us now from the White House. So, Kristen, what are you learning right now?
Yeah, Aaron, this is quite stunning coming from Stephen Miller, who, of course, has been one of the most hard-line immigration enforcers when it comes to President Trump's administration. He is essentially conceding or acknowledging that there might have been a breach of protocol when it comes to the shooting of Alex Preddy. And just a reminder, this is the same person who said that Preddy in the aftermath was a would-be assassin. This is what the statement says, and he lays this out very clearly. It says that the White House provided clear guidance to DHS that the extra personnel that had been sent to Minnesota to force protection should be used for conducting fugitive operations to create a physical barrier between the arrest teams and the disruptor teams. It goes on to say, we are evaluating why the CBP team may not have been following that protocol. So that's the first piece of news that we're learning here from Miller. The White House is looking into this and that they're acknowledging there might have been a breach of protocol. But there's more here. We had learned that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had been in constant touch with the White House leading up to her press conference, leading up to the first tweet that DHS put out about the shooting of Alex Preddy. She had been talking to Miller. She had been talking to a number of various officials. She had briefed them on how she was going to comport herself when she got up there. Here's what Miller said about that. Said, the initial statement from DHS was based on reports from CBP on the ground. The reason why that is notable is that he is not disputing that he gave talking points to Noem, that the White House was behind that, but instead they are saying that they got that information, that he got his information from reports on the ground from CBP officials, now saying they're evaluating if there was wrongdoing by those agents.
And that report coming from CNN. So we'll see how this all falls out. But this thing is starting to sound like a mess. But still, we just lost Sherman. I don't know. I was just going right back to him. Okay, well, maybe Sherman will call us back. But Teddy, so here's the question I have for you. And this is what I was about to ask you. And we just lost Sherman.
It's my birthday today, Dominic.
Well,
today is my birthday.
Okay, go ahead.
Half an hour ago.
Well, happy
28th.
birthday. Happy birthday to you. So now, I've listened carefully to what you've said. I listened carefully to what Sherman said. You guys are like oil and vinegar. But, Teddy, was it wise for this man, Mr. Preddy, to show up to a protest with federal agents, license or not, with a gun?
In retrospect, I could see your argument. You see, I look at things from both sides of the coin. You look at things from one side. It wasn't wise, but it's still it was illegal for what the gentlemen did from ICE, okay? I shouldn't even call them gentlemen. They shot him without him taking out his gun. It's in a threatening way. And, Dominic, you can't call it like it is, Dominic.
Okay,
it's going to be proven. Just like Senator Tillis said about Stephen Miller and the head of Homeland Security. That's why Trump pulled her out of Minnesota and brought in Holman. Okay.
So all right. So Sherman is back with us. We just listened to you for 2 minutes. Let's listen to a little bit of what Sherman has to say in Manhattan on line 3. Sherman, I don't know if you just heard Teddy, but please go right ahead.
No, I did not, and I'm probably better off not hearing it. Here's what I'm saying to you. It's very simple. These individuals, and Teddy is a extreme leftist person. His character is dripping of that. Make no mistake about it. And usually people are delusional. It takes a long time to know who you are, even at Teddy's age. And so they have more hatred for the president and for the rule of law and for these human beings that happen to be ICE agents. Listen, human beings are going to make mistakes. Teddy, in his life, I guarantee you, if I had $1 for every mistake Teddy has made, I'd be a multimillionaire based on the mistakes he's made. So I'm not going to let Teddy BS me, right, and try to act like, oh, the ICE agents can't make mistakes. Here's the deal. There'd be less mistakes if these extreme leftist, violent protesters, these rioters, would stay home. These rioters that are in Minnesota now rioting, they're not protesting. They are acting far worse than what took place on January 6th. And let me say this really quick about January 6th. The only person that got killed was, hold your breath, here it comes, another white woman. She was killed by a Capitol police officer, an unarmed American citizen white woman. So I'm saying to you, the left has it in for white males and white women. They have it in for that.
Okay, let's let Teddy respond. Go ahead, Teddy.
First of all, Dominic, I'm not a lefty at all, and you know I'm not. I'm a centrist, and you don't know a darn thing about me, Sherman.
Teddy, with love, my friend, with love, birthday boy, you're far from a centrist. You're as far left as left goes, Teddy.
Thank you. It's absurd.
And Dominic, you're a right-winger.
I'm a right
Sherman,
winger. Okay.
You're a right winger. Okay, I'd rather be a leftist than a right winger, but I'm not a leftist. I'm a centrist. I vote for Republicans and Democrats. But Dominic, you go only one way.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, that Sherman. Wait, Teddy. You're not responding to anything that Sherman is saying.
Dominic, you're just biased towards Sherman. And Francis, you know what I'm talking about. Francis, you have a lot of class. And Sandra, maybe you'll realize what's going on in Minnesota. And you'll hear when you call up, okay? And you'll say, Teddy was right.
So why won't you respond to anything Sherman has said? He's hitting you with his version of the facts. Why are you not refuting them? You're just going onto your grand talking points.
Dominic, most of the people, the ICE was supposed to go after the illegals that have committed crimes, not the people that go into Home Depot and have been here years and have families. Okay,
yes, let's let Sherman respond to that. Go ahead.
Please turn his mic off. Let me mop the floor with Ted. If these rioters, these protesters that are way more violent than the people on January 6th, the people on January 6th didn't take garbage cans and put them inside the Capitol. These rioters are in the way. If they just stay home, mind their business, respect the authority, they wouldn't get shot. If they would respect the authorities and respect the law and respect the fact that they're trying to get rid of criminal, rapists, and people that have been in the country for decades who are here illegally, they wouldn't be in the position they're in.
Okay, that's a great point. That's a great point. That's a great point. Let's let Teddy respond to that. You just heard.
I said, Dominic, I've said before, ICE should go after the illegals that have committed crimes.
No. I can't let you get away with that, Teddy.
What do you mean?
Sherman just laid out. Sherman just laid out a case, and you're just completely ignoring it. He said that if these protesters were not interfering with ICE, were not getting in the way, they would not be shot. Is that true? Yes or no?
Dominic, they have a lot. They have a right to protest, and they have a right.
They have a right. So let's understand each other. Wait a minute.
They have a right to take video.
They have a right. They have a right. They have a right to get up in the face of ICE agents. They have a right, Teddy. I want to make sure I understand you clearly, Mr. Preddy, this man that was shot. The agent pushes the woman to the ground. That is a law enforcement action, whether we like it or not. He has a right to interfere with that. The agent doesn't know if he has a gun, which he did, or a knife. He has a right to interfere with that. That's what you're telling me.
He was taping.
No. Once it becomes a law enforcement action, you can't get in the middle of the action for a close shot. Okay?
Dominic, you're twisting words, Dominic.
I'm not twisting words. I'm telling you what the video shows.
Dominic, why would you admit that he shouldn't have been shot? That the agents were wrong. ICE was wrong. And just like a lot of Republicans are saying it.
Let's let Sherman, because guys, we only have 3 minutes left. I have to get to some other calls. Sherman, go ahead.
Got you.
Hey, Sherman, why don't you wake up and go to sleep, Sherman? Why don't you wake up and go to sleep?
Look at him. Look at this little boy.
Sherman, you're a little boy. You gave your teachers a hard time.
You see how he won't deal with the topics? It's all about name calling. I want to thank Gracie and all the other people that agreed with me.
Well, Gracie's on the phone right now.
And the gentleman who sent you in the email. Thank you so much.
No, there are lots of calls, and
a lot of people agree with me, Sherman.
No, Teddy, Teddy. The only person that agrees with you is Francine. There's Pete in New Jersey on the phone right now, and it says here.
Your station is a right-wing station,
okay,
Dominic.
So now let's attack everything, right? Okay.
Your station is a right-wing station.
Okay, you notice I'm ignoring it. If he hung up, Teddy can't take it. Sherman, what did you do to Teddy? He can't take it.
I'm still here, sir.
Yeah,
Dominic,
he hung up.
How much? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Matt Blaze is even shocked. Matt Blaze is joining us now, Sherman.
I'm right here, Sherman. I'm still here. I know proofs. I know the square root of 23.
I want to tell you how much I love you as a man, Dominic, how much I love Matt Blaze,
Thank you.
How much I love this gentleman who answers the phone and sets up the calls. I want to tell you how much I love your boss, how much I love your boss's family. I want to tell you how much I love these reasonable callers that call in, like Gracie, Norman, both Sandras, this Latino woman, Maria, that called in, Judith. There are numerous people, and the people that I want to tell you that we are always going to come out on top because we deal with reason, logic, and truth. And it starts at the top with you and Matt Blaze. And I want to say, God bless you. God bless the guy who answers the phone. You people are so outstanding. I have so much respect for you.
Well, thank you. Before I let you go, it does start with the top, and that is the Catsimatidis family, the owner of the Red Apple Audio Networks. They are the ones that put me in this position. And to be honest with you, Sherman, it's the team, the guys you just mentioned, to be completely honest with you, because they're the ones that's working on this show for hours. You know, the goal, if we're good, is for you to think that we're just talking. No. As you know, it doesn't go down like that. These are the guys that are working hours in advance to set this up, frankly, while I'm asleep, so that I'm fresh, so that once I get back to the station and I'm up, that everything sounds great. Before I let you go, Sherman, and Matt Blaze is on with us, why do you think Teddy hung up?
Because Teddy is a fraud. And I say this with all due respect. I take on all comers in terms of any debate, any kind of conversation on the phone. I run from no one, both in person and on the phone. And I say this to you because I am on the side of reason and logic. It's not about me. Listen, I love this country simply because I grew up in the projects. There's no other place for me to go. And it was the best experience of my life. I played football on frozen grass in 20 and 30-degree weather. I'm not going to let some guy named Ted get on the phone and intimidate me or scare me, okay? But I always respected the law. I didn't grow up in a house where people hated the cops. My friends didn't hate the cops. So I don't have any beef with the cops. I have beef with people that want to have double standards and triple standards and hate their own country. If we hate our own country, where are we going to go?
That's a great point. Sherman, I have to move on because I'm late for a commercial break. We're going to do exactly that.
Thank you for your time.
Lots of calls. Thank you, Sherman. Lots of calls agreeing with Sherman, not one agreeing with Teddy. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Back to the phones we go. In a moment, we're going to go to Bill in Iowa, but let's start with Gracie in Rockland County, New York. Gracie, line 5, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is I'm glad the man with Omar didn't spray her in the face and only did in the chest.
That's true. It could have easily gone up to her face.
I'm being sarcastic. I wonder if she had... This sounds like a setup. And then she goes running after him practically. I wonder if she had a vest on.
Well, she didn't have a... she didn't have a bullet.
Terrible.
But she didn't have on a bulletproof vest. And I think it's a natural instinct to go after someone after they just attacked you. I see all the lines,
thank
Grace.
God it didn't burn her.
Right.
What kind of a liquid was it?
We don't know. We don't know. We just know it was brown colored in a syringe. We don't know. And then the question becomes...
You don't do things like that. I'm not saying the public people should be threatened like that. Believe me, just as police officers shouldn't be threatened like that.
Right. See, I understand.
The ICE officers.
I understand why security wants to be out, why they're away from her, because she don't want them in the shot for the cameras. But they were so slow to get to this guy, and he just looked so angry. And I mean, it's a syringe. I mean, he could have stabbed her with the syringe. A lot of things could have happened.
No, I don't want anything. We're not completely barbarians over here.
Right.
And, on the right, so to speak. I don't feel I'm on the right. I feel I'm a common sense type of person that wants people to get along and not hurt people. It's just getting a little too much.
It is too much. Gracie, thank you for the great call. Let's go to line 3, Bill in Iowa. Bill, you're in the minority here. It says here you agree with Ted from Yonkers.
Yeah, that is correct. I do agree with Ted from Yonkers. And I disagree with the Sherman guy. He said that, if these people would just stay home, they wouldn't get shot. Well, that same could be said about Ashley Babbitt. If she would have just stayed home, she wouldn't have got shot either.
I think that's kind of low, to be honest with you, Bill.
Why do you think it's low?
Because Ashley Babbitt, she didn't have a weapon, and she got caught up. Go ahead.
This guy didn't have a weapon either.
He did have a weapon. Hey, wait, Bill. Are you going to stand here and deny that the man had a gun? Are you really going to do that?
Well, what I'm going to tell you is the facts, okay?
Right, and I'm dealing with the facts as well. It sounds like you're not. Are you really going to say he didn't have a gun? They recovered the gun.
The gun was removed from him.
Okay, but wait a minute. You said he didn't have a gun. Now you're saying something different.
When he was shot, he was disarmed.
So now you want to play the Hollywood game. Well, he didn't have the gun at the time he was shot. That's the game you want to play now, right?
So you agree with that, right?
I think that it's rather unfortunate.
He wasn't armed.
Okay, well, first of all, you asked me a question.
With me on
you
that,
asked me a question, and then you cut me off. That's very rude. Do you want me to answer the question or not? Because I don't think you really want an answer. I think that he's responsible for his own death because he shouldn't have had that gun. You have the final word, Bill in Iowa. Go ahead. Quickly, please.
Why? We are entitled to carry weapons with us on the
Not
street,
around federal agents, you're not. Thank you for the call. I got to get somebody else in. No, you're done. You're done. Let's go to Manny, line 2 in New York. Manny, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. Good to talk to you. Well, I agree.
First of all, it's very hard to hear you with the radio on in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so go ahead quickly, please. We're short on time.
Oh, yeah, okay. I believe the Sherman is correct. I have experience in my 70 years of an adult.
I can't understand a word you're saying, sir. You said you have what for 3 years? I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
No, I said I have 70 years of experience with people.
Okay. All right, so you believe Sherman is correct. Okay, thank you. Let's go to Pete, line 4. Quickly, Pete, you got 15 seconds.
Hi. I love listening to Sherman's education. He reminds me of a real good coach. Teddy is like a long parade of clanging cymbals. He sounds like a deranged vodka drinking fool, and it hurts my to hear it.
Okay, well, Pete, thank you. And to all of you folks on hold, I apologize. We just don't have time for right now. I am back at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll have much more on all of these stories.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.